Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Welcome to Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, part of Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, where we are recording today, as we always do on Fridays. Mission Fed, incredible champion, curator of these conversations, and supporter of the show. If you've listened to the show for the last 19 years, then you know I am not Drew Schlosberg. I am Charles Parisi, the CEO and founder of Cloudcast Media. So happy to be here today, joined by Drew's longtime co-host, Kristen Fogel. Hi, Kristen.
How's it going?
Here we are again.
Yes, here we are again.
And, it's kind of cool, too, because we're going to be talking about, it's been a cool morning. We're talking about food and music, the kind of things that nurture the soul.
And writing, too, I hear.
And writing. We're going to be talking about a little bit of
doing
writing.
My San Diego Writers Inc. thing. I'm interested to know more.
Absolutely. So we're to talk about music and writing and maybe explore the journey of our guests a little bit.
He's going to try to make you cry. He hasn't made anyone cry yet so far, and this is what he loves to do.
I make people cry real often.
Okay, well, let's have a cry-off.
It's my gift.
Now I'm a little scared, but we're going to introduce...
excited.
I'm a little scared now, but we're going to introduce Teresa Gunn, the Executive Artistic Director and founder of Musicians for Education, joined by Candice Reed, Public Relations impresario here in San Diego. How's that sound, Candice?
That sounds good.
Really
it sounds
great.
impressive.
Wasn't that impressive?
I should have come up with that.
Yeah.
So Teresa, we've done a little research on you.
Oh, you have?
So, I came across something, and here's what the words were. And tell me what we're talking about here. A painful childhood became my greatest creative asset. Who wrote that?
I wrote that.
Yeah, what is that all about?
What is that all about? Well, where does art come from? All films, poetry, music, paintings, they came from somebody's life experience. And very often those life experiences are difficult. The difficult life experiences are usually the most interesting. So for me personally, what I meant by that is I had a very difficult upbringing, and I think it kind of ruined my life for a while. Mm. But then there was a thing that happened, and it changed, where I began to use those difficulties as a creative asset. I am a singer and a songwriter, so I began to use those in my work, and they became much better songs than I had been writing previously.
Mm. So you were able to tap into that pain to fuel the creativity, and by tapping into that, it helped you heal yourself?
It did, but it wasn't exactly like tapping in. Anybody who's ever gone through a dark night of the soul knows that you don't exactly tap in. It kind of hits you over the head with a hammer, and it kind of ruins your life for a while until you can start wondering why everything is going wrong, why your life is falling apart. And then luckily, if you happen to be a creative person, you can start putting that down on paper. And then it will organize itself into some type of art. For me, it turned out to be, it was songwriting.
Well, Kristen, you are a professional writer. You teach writing. So this is pretty cool to kind of jump into this. So how did you find the strength to put pen to paper and write after you got knocked on the head and knocked down and your life ruined for a while? How did you pick yourself up and start writing?
I didn't find the strength. I am a writer. I am a singer and a songwriter. So these things come out of me all the time. I don't ever try to write songs. They fly into my mind, truly. Mm-hmm. And if they stay there for a long time, I'll start writing about them. Honestly, I've had songs in my head for 20 years. And then I know that song wants to be written. And I think of these words as spirits who want to be expressed. Mm-hmm. So the ones that fleet, they usually don't stay, and I don't do anything with them. But during this period of time, it was the most productive, creative time in my life. And I couldn't stop it. It was flowing out of me like automatic writing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The rock and roll singer.
Yeah.
What was your go-to?
What do you mean, what was my go-to?
Did you have a go-to rock and roll song? Besides, if you weren't performing your own original, did you have some early rock and roll icons that you liked performing their music?
Well, I've only ever performed my own music, but I do have an icon. I went to a Patti Smith concert when I don't know how old I was, very young. It changed my whole life. My entire life is changed from going to see Patti Smith when I was, 19 maybe.
And then how did that influence you as a musician?
Have you ever seen Patti Smith?
I've not seen Patti Smith.
Well, you need to.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there have been several. You are not the first person that has said, I've gone to a Patti Smith concert and it's changed my life.
Well, so, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
No, I went, I was already a musician and already writing. And I have to say that my songs were probably cute at the time, but they didn't really have any depth or reality to them. And then I went and saw her, and I got myself right up to the front of the stage. I had never seen anything like that at all. Mm-hmm. This girl was wearing a slip. Mm-hmm. Her hair looked like she had combed her hair with a firecracker.
It's a great description.
She had a guitar, an electric guitar slung over her shoulder. And I want to tell you, she could not play. I don't mean she didn't play well. Mm-hmm. I mean, she couldn't play. And she was hitting that thing and reciting poetry over the noise. And it was dramatic. Also, she seemed to transcend sexuality. She did not seem like a sexy woman. Mm-hmm. She did not seem like a militant woman. She did not seem like a masculine woman. She seemed like an entity within herself, a new species. Yeah. And her songs were remarkable. She would take other people's songs and put her own lyrics to it. It opened up my entire field of creativity. Like, wait a minute, Teresa Gunn, you can do anything you want with this.
Yeah.
And my life was forever changed and is still changed.
Mm-hmm. How did you bring that Patti Smith energy into Musicians for Education?
Oh, it's there every single day. It's probably this thing that I said about my difficulties being my greatest creative asset. This has followed me all the way into teaching, because the girls that I work with, we work with teen mothers ages 12 to 18 who are in the juvenile justice system, obviously come from great difficulty. They wouldn't be there otherwise. We take what they have and we make it into art. Mm-hmm. And this empowers them in a way that they've never been empowered, because not only does it get these emotions out of them, it gives them a voice. And because they perform this stuff publicly, it communicates to other people what they have been through, but they are doing well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this is what art is supposed to do.
Absolutely. So I'm always kind of obsessed how people landed on their, chosen career path or things like that. So, I mean, I think it's endlessly fascinating, your history as a musician. But how did you land on that population? How did you say, this is the population I want to serve?
Well, I never said that. It is endlessly fascinating. Mm-hmm. I was on a record label here in San Diego called Ear Candy Records, and I was working on a project called Trailer Park Queen, which is a very good project, I might add. And the record company went out of business. And I didn't have any backup plan. I didn't have any plan B. Yeah. And I didn't know what I was going to do. During this same exact period of time, within 1 week, I got a phone call from a stranger. To this day, I don't know who called me. And it was this lady, and she said, "Are you Teresa Gunn?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Are you a singer and a songwriter?" "Yeah." She goes, would you donate 12 weeks of your time to provide a songwriting workshop to 20 homeless children because they are lacking 3 credits to get their high school diploma? And if you will do this, we can count this as a fine art credit, give them 3 credits, and they will get their high school diploma. I said, no, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I never worked with a kid in my life. I don't know anything about homeless people, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, I'm on 13th and Market in this place that looks like a flea bag hotel. It's a school, and I'm standing in front of 20 homeless kids, and I am trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with these people because I have no idea what I'm doing. I circled them up. I pretended like they were a band. If you've ever been a band rehearsal, usually bandmates face each other when they're creating. Excuse me. And I said, okay, we're going to write a song about being a homeless kid, what it feels like, and what you feel like, and who you are. Well, half of these kids, they were all Mexican. Half of them did not speak English. I don't speak a word of Spanish. But they gathered together and they started helping each other. They started translating for each other. And when we finished with that writing exercise, I said, I want you to say my name is, my age is, my challenge is, my dream is. Then I want you to read what you've written. Spontaneous, they call this stream of consciousness. It's a very, very simple form of songwriting. So nobody wanted to go first. This kid raised his hand. He didn't speak English. His friend sat down and translated for him, and this was his poem. My name is Jose. My age is 15. My challenge is walking through 7 different gang territories to get to school. My dream is to be an educated man. And this is my poem. My name is Jose, but my mother calls me Angel. I crossed the desert 7 times. On the 7th time, I made it. I was cold. I was hungry. I miss my mother. I want to go home. A nice lady found me and took me to St. Paul's and helped me get into this school. I want to go home. I want to go back to Oaxaca. Or I want to bring my mother here, but she can't come. But when I return, I will return an educated man. This was the first poem I heard in that class. It was in his beautiful native language of Spanish, his friend translating. Now, you guys know about art. You interview a lot of people. Artists are not motivated by money. We are motivated by passion. We need money like everybody, but passion is the thing that motivates us. And I realized that I was hooked into something then that was unlike anything I'd ever been associated with. And I began to draw energy from these people, and they drew energy from me. So after that class, I told the teacher, look, I know how to do 3 things. I know how to write a song. I know how to put on a show. I know how to get publicity. How about this? How about at the end of 12 weeks? How about during those 12 weeks, I guide these children research, write, produce, and finally perform an original spoken word concert based on their experience, strength, and hope as homeless children who are now getting their high school diploma. So we switch this around to where it's an asset. And we put on a show, a professional show, and invite the public. And whoever shows up to their concert, they get their 3 credits. And whoever does not show up, they don't get their credit. That is what helps them to graduate. And she said, done. And so we worked for 12 weeks on their poetry, and every poem was like that one I just recited for you. Heart-wrenching, beautiful. And where did we do that? We did it at Lestat's.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Lestat's?
Yeah.
And they had a community room where they would let people do performances.
Mm-hmm.
We did it there. The Tribune did a big article about us called Street of Dreams. That's how we got our name. And every single one of those kids showed up, and we did not provide transportation.
Mm.
And they, one by one, got up, and it's a small place, but it was full. And those people were crying, and they were connected. And at the end of the concert, the audience rushed the stage, and they were hugging and kissing the students, and the students grew to be 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And they got their 3 credits. Every one of them got a high school diploma. And I call that 100% success.
Yeah. I can see why you continued to want to go down this path. How long ago was that first?
So that 12 weeks has now turned into 27 years.
Okay.
So I became their volunteer artistic director for the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2001, I was approached by San Diego City College and a school called Lindsay Community School for Pregnant and Parenting Teens to see if I wanted to make these girls' artistic program. I was asked if I would like to join the global movement to help educate girls as the fastest way to break cycles of poverty worldwide, since poverty is the root cause of homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hell yes. And I've been there ever since.
We're going to be listening to some more of these amazing stories. Teresa, what an incredible program you've built. We're going to come back after a break, and we're going to dig in a little bit more to not only Street of Dreams, but also Trailer Park Queen.
Okay.
What a cool name. So you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We're going to take a real quick break.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us. And we're back to Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. My name is Charles Parisi. I'm here with Kristen Fogel. And boy, we're hearing, boy, oh boy, you get inspired in so many ways when you listen to Spotlight in the Community. You get a chance to participate in Spotlight in the Community. We're here with Teresa Gunn, Executive Artistic Director and founder of Musicians for Education. We're here with Public Relations Impresario Candice Reed. Well, welcome back to the second half of the show. So let's kind of dig in a little more because this is unbelievable. By the way, that poem, we've got to have a copy of that because I think we'd like to put it on social media if that's okay, because that was really, really powerful.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure we share that with the whole community. Really incredible. Like, I always want to know the rest of the story of this young man, if you know it. But let's dig back in. So Street of Dreams, 27 years now, 12 weeks to 27 years, and you probably hope it's another 57 years.
I do.
So tell us, how does the magic happen every year? How do you make this happen for these young folks?
Well, going back to the Trailer Park Queen and going back to my own dark night of the soul, I can see now if I backtrack that at the time, it seemed like I was in the most horrible part of my life. But that was actually building the foundation for what I'm doing now. I couldn't have known it at the time. During my rock and roll years, I enjoyed that time. It was a wonderful time. I was playing my own music. I was getting some recognition. And my dream, of course, was to become a famous singer and a songwriter. However, what happened to me is as I was becoming a pretty good artist, I was also picking up a pretty good drug and alcohol habit. In addition to that, my sister had a terrible thing happen to her. My sister was a dress designer in Chicago, and she had too much to drink one night at a club, and some boys invited her to a party, and she went with them, but they didn't take her to a party. She was the party. And I'm not going to go on any more about that, but she was left for dead in an alley. It ruined her life, and it began to ruin my life. It began to ruin our whole family's life. And so at that time, I began to really face this addiction that I had picked up because I could see where it was going. And I quit music, and I started to really delve into recovery and what it means to be a recovering woman. And it was very difficult because, like I was talking about, recovery asks us to go back into the darkness of our own lives, and it's painful, extremely painful. So that's when I started to write Trailer Park Queen. And it's not like I was trying to write it. It's like I couldn't keep a lid on it. I'm going to sing you a little bit of the original song, Trailer Park Queen, if I can remember it. My sister's lost again. She lost her shoes. She lost her wallet. Out getting lost with whatchamacallit. They've been lost for several days. Her boyfriend's wild and sweet. Walks in a world that burns their feet. One flat tire and a drive-through screen. Her boyfriend's pretty but mean. Caviar is turned to pork and bean. The pretty debutante is a trailer park queen. It just started pouring out. I couldn't stop it. Before I knew it, I had an entire CD worth of music, and I think it's probably the best thing I ever wrote.
Wow. Well, first of all, any thoughts, Kristen? This is amazing, huh?
Yeah.
You have any more songs? This is great. We just keep listening to you.
Songs? Are you kidding?
Songs, spoken word, you've got it all.
I got it all.
So Trailer Park Queen, so I'm visualizing like almost a play. Have you done this as a stage play?
It is a play, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
It's a play. And going back to that, The Dark Night of the Soul, this is where I began to realize that autobiographical storytelling is the most powerful form of communication. And little did I know that I would be using my own autobiographical storytelling to bring into this classroom to help these children move away from shame and into power, because our stories are what are powerful. So to answer your question, I started looking back into my life, and I actually had 4 very strong episodes of my life that are now 4 complete episodes of Trailer Park Queen. There's Teresa Goes to Rehab, Teresa Joins the Pep Squad, Teresa Gets a Boyfriend, Teresa Goes to Juvie. The first one is about having the dark night of the soul with the addiction. The second one is about raising my son as a rock and roll singer. Teresa Joins the Pep Squad. Teresa Gets a Boyfriend. My romantic encounters up to now, where I've been married for 30 years to the same person. Teresa Goes to Juvie, right up to where I start Street of Dreams. And that becomes my life. That becomes my creative life. And yes, I still perform Trailer Park Queen. I'm hoping to form a a partnership with the Diversionary Theater.
Wow, that's great. Well, we happen to, one of our production engineers is, in fact, a young actor here in studio. So if you need any young male parts in that play, please let us know.
I'll let you know.
Hey, this is incredible. By the way, I love the name. I can literally almost picture, not I can picture a TV series, Trailer Park Queen.
Totally.
I can see it in the lights.
Yeah.
It's incredible. That's pretty. You mentioned Teresa Goes to Juvie. So if I say the name Tracy Thompson, what does that mean to you?
Oh, well, Tracy Thompson is the executive director of the Juvenile Court and Community Schools.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known Tracy for as long as, I've been doing this. He's the guy in charge. He's the top dog.
Yeah. He's a great supporter of youth and youth causes here in San Diego.
Oh, he's a wonderful man.
He's great. So I know, because I noticed in your book, I saw his name in there with a little testimonial to your work. So
that's right.
Tracy's great. So if he's giving you a testimonial, that means you're great.
Thank you.
Wow, that's incredible.
I am great.
Can I say something?
Candice, you are the PR impresario. You can say whatever you want.
Candice, get in here.
As a writer, I was telling Teresa earlier, actually on the drive here, that I didn't start becoming a professional writer until I was 40 years old. My husband sort of sat me down and said, hey, quit your job. If you're published nationally, you're a writer in 1 year. He gave me 1 year. And I was in 6 months. True Confessions magazine, I might add, still in publication. But since then, I became a journalist. I still occasionally work for the New York Times. I've published 3 books. But as I'm listening to her journey, I've noticed that my journey has gone from, writing for a trashy magazine and then writing news, and then now doing publicity and writing grants for Teresa and for Crossroads Foundation for young women that need help, and a lot of them are getting help through art and through writing. Now, Teresa also comes to the Crossroads Foundation, which you have interviewed before, and so I'm sitting here realizing, oh my gosh, she's doing this with her fingers and her journey. My husband died 7 years ago, and I immediately sat down and started writing a novel, and it was mostly true. It was mostly my life. I wrote half of it. I've stopped now because I feel like I've moved forward. I don't need to write that anymore. I can start writing something else. But I can see how I am really kind of following in your footsteps. Not quite, but I'm seeing how the art now has affected my life. I don't really think of it that way,
But that's what it is.
It is. I was meant to be a writer. I wrote as a child. I wrote poetry. I was published in Playgirl magazine, a poem. Playgirl magazine, not Playboy. and it's what I still do. You know?
Well, it's amazing. Obviously, the power of of art. It's been kind of the theme of this morning. Music in terms of nurturing the soul. With things other than science and technology and math, but art and music and all those things. But Teresa, we can't let this episode end without talking a little bit about the amazing young women that you're supporting and changing their lives. And I think I saw something that said these young women who are dealing with a challenge. I don't like to use the word problem. I call everything an opportunity for improvement. Challenge is what makes us stronger. You've experienced that. 100% college bound.
Yeah, and I want to make this really clear. The Street of Dreams is a small but important part of this project. They go to an incredible school, a state-of-the-art school, which Tracy helped initiate. It's called Lindsay Community School for Pregnant and Parenting Teens. The teachers there are saints. They're not teachers. I don't even like that word anymore. You can't give a title to what they do.
Wow.
And because of that, but we still are the arts education academic elective credit that helps them get into college.
Well,
That's
listen,
fantastic.
that's incredible. Boy, I tell you, I don't know that I've ever heard better praise for a teacher, and we hear lots of things, but we should make sure you come back. And can you bring them with you? Can you bring the folks from the school?
No, I can't. And the reason is because they're justice impacted and there's rules about that.
No, I meant the leader, like the educators. A teacher, maybe.
I don't know. I can't commit to that. So,
but the door's open. We'd love to have you come back and talk about these saints that you refer to them as.
They are saints.
Saints are always welcome on Spotlight on the Community.
Mm-hmm.
There is a show that we would like to plug right now.
Yeah.
A perform. Yeah, I forgot why I was here. Okay, Street of Dreams has their annual spoken word concert on May 17th at 2 p.m. at the Logan Library in Barrio Logan.
Yeah.
It's a donation at the door. All proceeds go to help them pay for college expenses, diapers, and baby wipes.
Excellent.
Yeah, Candice, we were not allowing it to slip away. We had it right here, May 17th.
That's it.
Logan Library. Barrio Logan. And it's donation at the door. Whatever's in your heart, you can donate, right?
That's it. And if you do not have no money with you, your butt in a seat is important and valuable.
Well, I'm pretty sure that we're going to make sure we can do whatever we can to support your amazing work. And
Thank you.
The Street of Dreams spoken word, concert, May 17th, Logan Library. And Trailer Park Queen, is there something that you do all year round with Trailer Park Queen?
I have been doing only one performance a year because I've gotten busy with Street of Dreams. But I'll probably have a Trailer Park Queen performance in the fall, and I'll let you know about that. Because
that strikes me as that could be another incredible community event fundraiser.
Well, that's what it is. And I could use your help. In fact, this year's episode will be Teresa Goes to Juvie. So you get the spoken word, songwriting, storytelling version of Street of Dreams.
And so in what do you wear when you go off to Juvie?
I wear a slip. I'm kidding.
Incredible. What a great episode of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community. Kristen, you want any final thoughts or questions? I can tell you're really moved by this particular story.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much material here. So I look forward to you coming back, either with or without these heroic teachers. So.
I have one more thing. Can I say it?
Of course.
Sure.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is we now have college graduates who have come back to teach Street of Dreams, and they teach the classes. And one of the interesting classes that we had recently was by one of our alumna, former students, who's now a college graduate. And she got really into her creative side, and she said to the girls, today we're going to write as if we're boys. And we're going to write from a boy's perspective. And we're going to write from a boy who has spent his life in juvenile hall. And we are going to write about his father. And they wrote the poem, and I put the music to it. And I'd like to, if you don't mind, end with this.
I think that would be a wonderful way to take us home.
Okay. From the boy's perspective, this song is called My Real Dad. My real dad, I hate my dad. Useless, worthless, deadbeat dad. Useless, worthless, deadbeat dad. He don't do dick for me. When I was a little boy, scared of the dark and that loud noise, the only hero that I had was my own useless, drunk-ass dad. He'd drive up in his car, put me on a shooting star and say, hey, son, I love you so. And I'll never let you go. Back then, I looked up to him, looked like he stood about 10'10", but that was then, and this is now. We ain't seen him in God knows how long. When I get to be a dad, I won't ever leave my boy. That punk owes me money, man. I want it now. My mom does the best she can. by herself without a man. And even though he hurt us bad, I guess I'll always love my dad, my real dad. I love my dad. Useless, drunk ass dad. Useless, worthless, drunk ass dad. He don't do dick for me.
Woo!
We hope you've enjoyed a very special episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community. Thank you.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.